You have been doing exactly what every article told you to do. Stop drinking water after 6 in the evening, cut off fluids 2 hours before bed, and somehow you are still up at 2 in the morning walking to the bathroom in the dark. What if the amount of water you are cutting was never the problem at all? What if the timing you were told to follow is actually working against your body instead of for it? Before I explain what is actually happening inside your body every single night, I want to ask something small of you. If tonight is the night you finally understand why this keeps happening, hit subscribe right now so the next piece of this puzzle finds you when I post it. It costs you nothing, and it means everything for a channel built entirely on helping people exactly like you sleep better. By the way, my name is Dr. Matthew Clark. I am an internal medicine and preventive health doctor, and I have spent the last 15 years working with patients over 50 who are tired, literally, of being told their symptoms are just part of getting older. Nighttime bathroom trips fall right in the middle of my work because they touch sleep, hormones, blood pressure, and kidney function all at once, and I sit down with urology colleagues on these cases more often than you would guess. Let me ask you honestly, does this sound familiar? You go to bed at a reasonable hour, you finally start to drift off, and then your body pulls you awake, not gently, but with that unmistakable urgency that means the bathroom cannot wait. You go, you come back, and now you are lying there wide awake, staring at the ceiling. If that happened to you 2 or 3 times last night alone, I want you to keep watching, because the fix is not what you think it is. Here is something that is going to sound strange coming from a doctor. The water you are avoiding in the evening is very rarely the actual cause. In fact, for a large number of people, restricting water at night does almost nothing to reduce nighttime trips, and in some cases, it makes things worse because it concentrates the urine your kidneys are still going to produce anyway, which can irritate the bladder and make the urge feel even more urgent. I want you to do something right now, and I promise it is relevant. Press 2 fingers gently into the skin just above your ankle bone and hold for about 3 seconds. If you see a small dent that takes a moment to bounce back, that is called pitting edema, and it is a clue we are going to come back to in a few minutes, because it connects directly to why you might be waking up at night. So what is actually going on? There is a condition called nocturnal polyuria, which simply means your kidneys are producing an unusually large share of your daily urine at night instead of during the day. Normally, your body releases a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, which tells your kidneys to slow urine production while you sleep. Think of it like a night shift manager telling the kidneys to ease off the assembly line until morning. In a lot of adults over 50, that hormone signal weakens with age, so the kidneys keep producing at daytime speed straight through the night. Here is where that dent in your ankle comes back in. During the day, especially if you sit or stand a lot, fluid can pool in your legs, the same swelling you just checked for. The moment you lie down flat at night, gravity stops holding that fluid in your legs and it shifts back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys detect that extra fluid volume and respond the only way they know how, by producing more urine right in the middle of the night when you are trying to sleep. Now here is the belief almost everyone walks in with. Most people assume less water in the evening equals fewer trips to the bathroom. Simple math, less liquid in equals less liquid out. The reality is your kidneys are responding far more to fluid shifting from your legs and to a weakened overnight hormone signal than they are to the actual glass of water you drank at 7 o'clock. Cutting that water often just leaves you dehydrated and thirsty without solving the mechanism causing the problem in the first place. There is a second piece almost nobody mentions, and it is sodium. Excess sodium in your evening meal pulls extra water into your bloodstream to balance it out, which your kidneys then have to process, often overnight. A salty dinner, even one that seems perfectly normal, can be a bigger driver of nighttime urination than the water you drank with it. I see this pattern constantly in my practice. Someone comes in convinced they have a bladder problem. They have already cut water, cut coffee, cut everything, and they are still waking up 2 or 3 times a night. When we actually look at the timing of their fluid intake, the sodium in their dinner, and whether they are elevating their legs at any point during the day, the picture becomes obvious almost immediately. It is rarely one single cause. It is usually 2 or 3 small habits stacking on top of each other every single evening. And I want to be direct about something else. This is not a personal failing, and it is not something you did to yourself. There is no billing code for a doctor sitting down and mapping out your fluid timing across a full day, so most people never get that conversation. It is far easier for the system to hand you a pamphlet that says, drink less water at night, than to walk you through the actual hormone and circulation mechanism at play. This is exactly why this channel exists. To have that conversation with you directly, the one there usually is not time for in a 15-minute appointment. If that resonates with you, tap that share button and send this to someone you know who mentions being tired from interrupted sleep, because this single video might save them months of guessing. And if you have not yet hit subscribe, this channel is entirely built on getting real explanations like this one to people who deserve them. I would love to know your age in the comments below. Not for any other reason than this, it genuinely shapes what I recommend for you specifically, since fluid management looks different at 55 than it does at 75, and it shapes what topic I choose to cover next for this community. Here is a number that might surprise you. Some studies estimate that more than half of adults over 60 experience nocturnal polyuria, significantly enough to disrupt their sleep at least twice a week. This is not a rare complaint. It may be the most underaddressed sleep issue in adults over 50 in this country. Let me open a second thread here, because there is one more player in this story I have not mentioned yet: your legs. If you spend long stretches of the day sitting, whether that is at a desk, in a car, or in a favorite recliner, fluid has more time to pool downward before your body gets a chance to redistribute it. The fix for that half of the equation has nothing to do with restricting water at all. Elevating your legs above the level of your heart for about 30 minutes sometime in the mid to late afternoon gives your body a chance to redistribute that pooled fluid and process it through your kidneys while you are still awake, hours before you ever lie down for the night. I would genuinely love to hear from you in the comments. Has this happened to you? And how many times a night are we talking about? And while you are there, tell me what topic you want me to cover next, because this community shapes this channel far more than people realize. Now, I want to be honest about something before we get to your action plan. If you follow what I am about to walk you through, you may notice an improvement within the first 3 or 4 nights, and here is the moment that matters most. That early relief is exactly when most people quietly stop paying attention to the plan, because they assume the problem is solved. It is not the finish line, it is the real test, because the habits that got you here took months or years to build, and consistency for another few weeks is what actually locks in the change long term. So here is exactly what I want you to do starting tonight. Number 1, shift the bulk of your fluid intake earlier in the day, aiming for most of your water before 6 in the evening rather than cutting it entirely. The second step, elevate your legs above heart level for 30 minutes, sometime between 3 and 6 in the afternoon. A couch and a couple of pillows is all you need. The third step, watch your sodium at dinner specifically, not all day, since evening sodium has the most direct overnight effect, so save the saltier meal for lunch if you have a choice. The fourth step, if you take a diuretic medication, ask your doctor whether an earlier dosing time in the day might reduce your nighttime urine production. Do not adjust this yourself. This is a talk to your doctor before changing conversation. The fifth step, keep a simple 2-night log of what time you drank fluids, what you ate at dinner, and how many times you woke up. Patterns become obvious fast once they are written down. The sixth step, if compression socks have ever been recommended to you for leg swelling, wearing them during the day can reduce the amount of fluid that pools in your legs in the first place, and that is worth a direct conversation with your doctor as well. I want to thank you for spending this time with me today, genuinely. If this explanation gave you even one piece of the picture you did not have before, subscribing helps me keep making videos exactly like this one for people who are simply tired of vague answers. This community means more to this channel than any single video ever could. And as always, this video is for education, not a diagnosis. Nighttime urination can sometimes point to other conditions worth ruling out, so please bring this conversation to your own doctor, especially if it is a new change for you or paired with other symptoms. You deserve real answers, and I will keep showing up here to help you find them.